That's a big crab.
Some really bad news. The mud crabs have escaped.
I don't know how we're getting out of this one. I'm gonna be here for a while.
Hey, good morning from wherever you're watching in the world. My name is Aaron, or Az. This is an episode of Getting Back to Basics. And this morning I've woken up to some really bad news. The mud crabs have escaped. I caught mud crabs down here on the flats last night. If you come over here, I'll show you. I'd actually never seen tracks like this before, but that is what an escaping mud crab looks like as it finds its way back to the water. They're the tracks it leaves. In other news, I came down here to get a little bit of salt water, and right next to the boat, just on the front side of that boat there to the right, there was a very, very big saltwater crocodile. It's the first one I've seen up and close and personal since being in this river. I've been here for 3 days, and it was just sitting near the boat, head into the current, one eye on me. It was just looking at me. And as I went up to grab the camera, walked back down, just sunk. So in this episode, we're going to explore some more of this coastline. We need to get some food at some point. For now, let's try and very safely get this boat in. I've got a pulley system set up so I can pull it in and out 50 meters. These two ropes here. There's a pulley system on that black float, which is my mooring line, which runs down about 16 meters. And then it's attached to the front bollard on the boat. Nice sunrise, just quietly. All right, let's do it. Let's head north. Just thought I'd throw the line out quickly as I come past this rock bar on high tide. Oh, that was an inquiry. We're in about 7 meters of water. I got the deep diver on. Yeah, hopefully we can snag something early in the piece today to take the pressure off. But I've been having some pretty good luck on the mud crabs, other than them escaping from the camp. I was happy to find them in the first place anyway and catch them. Just having an issue on the holding them. Anyway, we'll try our luck here for a sec. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh no! I think it was a big barracuda. Just come off the beach here. I found myself a pretty tall coconut palm tree, better known as the tree of life, because not only can you drink water from the fruit, but you can eat the meat at 3 different stages: young, thick meat, and also sort of the inner fairy floss of the coconut. But you can make huts out of them, shelter, baskets, hats. Incredibly useful, but I am not going to attempt to scale up this one, as we had a little bit of rain last night. It's still a little bit wet, and it's pretty high. I'm by myself and it's windy, so I'm doing my best to not take as many risks as I normally would. My baseline level of risk is normally higher than it is at the moment because I am by myself and a very, very long way from help. However, this one here is pretty loaded, and it's been dropping, as you can see, a lot of coconuts that are sprouting up, and then in years to come there'll be a lot more here. But what I'm looking for is these freshly sprouted coconuts, because hopefully on the inside is a fresh, I guess the hardened embryo of the coconut. Hopefully it's not rotten either. It should be fresh. I'll get a couple of these. Oh geez, it's a pretty thick scrub. If you do find yourself needing an easy feed, as long as you've got a machete, try and find some sprouted coconuts. We'll go open one up back at camp, and I'll take a couple more for the road. Yep, just cast it into that big snag in front of me as soon as it landed. Oh, look at that! First jack of the trip. That's a keeper too. Beautiful mangrove jack. Pan size one for Azzy boy, good stuff. Oh, that's epic. There it is, beautiful mangrove jack. I'm a big believer of that if you cast something that resembles a prawn long enough around in the mangroves, you'll catch a decent fish. And that there is the definition of a decent fish for me, because it's not too big, not too little. It's a perfect grill size for me for lunch. So I'm gonna put that one to sleep, bleed it. And now I'm fishing for fun, not food. Pressure's off. A bit more of a fish up ahead in front of us on this run out tide, and then we'll make our way back to camp. Oh, only small barra and little jacks. No hookups, just inquiries. Keep going upstream. Oh, oh yeah. It's one after the other. Pretty much the exact same size jack. There must be a big school of them there. I really wish there was no crocs here and it was crystal clean. I'd love to jump in. Things are really starting to heat up. There's no wind. The sun is in full force. It's bloody hot. So before I get stuck up this creek for a few hours, I'm gonna get back down to camp, get in the shade. All right, a couple of miles back to camp. I was literally getting sunburnt 3 minutes ago, and now a big old squall's come through. Just coming back into camp. I'm going to anchor the boat up, and when I do so, I'm taking extreme caution for crocs, because at the mouth of every river system there's generally a couple of man-eating size croc, and definitely one larger dominant croc. Quite often might be the size of the boat. I've been here for 3 days and haven't seen it, but this morning just came up next to the boat right on sunrise. That tells me a couple of things. One, it obviously knows I'm here. Two, it's sizing me up for a feed. They're very patient, and that's their superpower. Sorry, bud. Hear that? Big, that's a big crab. That's a really big crab. That is an absolute giant mud crab. Look at the nippers on it. The size of my hand. Sorry, bud, your dinner. And the rain is back. I just want to cook on the fire. It's been really quite sunny for the majority of this trip, and then today the weather has just turned, or this afternoon. The weather's just turned on me. Just getting squalls every 15 minutes, having to pack everything away into dry bags. But I did get a fire going. The fire is going and we are cooking up fish. Hammock's just turned into a parachute. Oh jeez. Oh, it is ugly out there. It is real ugly. Well look, nature is always perfect. It's just our choice of clothing and camp setup that makes it not so at times. Oh, it just doesn't look like there's any light on the other side of that. It just looks like a big old fat grey squall. Is everyone having a good time? Woo! We having fun yet? It's a pretty scraggly looking fire.
It's about as good as it gets. Fresh fish, mangrove jack. It's very, very tasty. This is literally what I'm having to do to keep the flies away from the fish. Very gently with my sandy foot, keeping the flies off my mangrove jack. Kind of like a mild core exercise, to be honest. Look, it doesn't look like much, team, but rice, garlic, olive oil, chili, mangrove jack, simple seafood, back to basics. Does the job yet again. Looks like we're getting some sunlight now. Really, really hope we get a sunset. The days really do revolve around the tides, and right now we're coming up to a full moon, which means big highs and big lows, and sometimes it drops out more than you think. I've just come down to jump in the boat to go and put pots in, and she's high and dry, not going anywhere. So it looks like I'm grabbing the hand spear and going for a walk that way. There's good reason why those Queensland grouper are cruising up and down the edge of the river mouth. Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Wow. What? Oh. What? With all those mud crabs walking, they're prime tucker for those grouper. We've caught really big cod before, similar size to that, and you open their stomach up or they've coughed out big crabs, big crays, big octopus. So yeah, giant mud crab would just be a nice little snack for one of those grouper. But I beat them to it today. They can have the leftover trevally if in the next hour the tide doesn't come high enough. We can get out to put some pots in while there's still some light. Looks like we've got a squall setting in, good and proper. So I'm gonna go do all I can think of as the most logical move to make in a squall. Go catch a barra. Woo-hoo-hoo! Come on! Give us a big one, squally boy! Come to the remote Great North, they said. Big fish and blue skies. It was one of those things anyway. Right behind me here, just a meter off the sand in the water, is a mud crab with the back. I can just see its eyes and the back of its shell. I don't want to get too close to the water because that croc was here this morning, but I'm just going to put the prawn in front of the mud crab's face. He just buried himself more. 100% not interested. Just sitting here reflecting on my final night here. Yeah, hoping to get home safe in the morning. Got the fire going, got the mud crab, got on the flats earlier. And yeah, this annual solo mission has been a little bit more challenging than the rest. I'm not sure whether it's been a while and it was hard to transition into being in a remote location solo. I'm not sure whether the sort of, a couple of health issues and accidents that have happened on trips in recent years have really made me frightened of what could happen out here and how I deal with that by myself. Maybe I've just got so many amazing people in my life that I just really would love someone to share, one of those people to be here to share it with me. But I still think that, all that aside, the little bouts of, I guess, loneliness or anxiety has, I think, been overshadowed by just how fantastic it is being out here in the wild. Like just seeing big crocs, catching amazing fish, having really long days, gorgeous sunsets, seeing a new environment that I haven't spent much time in, and I guess deepening my connection not only with the environment around me but myself, just being here, spending so much time hanging out with me. Which I know for I'll put the question back on you guys. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how long you've ever spent completely by yourself. Like no comms, no internet, no service, no phone usage, no calling, texting anyone, not seeing anyone, conversations with anyone, but yourself. And obviously the relationship I have with chatting to you guys through the camera, which is probably one of the things keeping me sane. But yeah, it's been beautiful to lay and sleep in the swag and look up at the stars. You know, there's been a few nights I've gotten rained on, but that's all part of it. The crocs are starting to get very curious here, so I wouldn't like to stay much longer. I reckon they'd be walking up to near where my swag is. But yeah, I'm glad to have made it. Well, I've still got to get through tonight and tomorrow morning, but so far safe, no major, really minor, just a few cuts, a few falls, but nothing, no major injuries, which is the thing that worries me. But yeah, it's a great thing to do for your confidence and to just get to know yourself a little bit better, I reckon. But I thought I'd just mention as well, yes, this is my shirt worn back to front as a loincloth, as pants. I'm pretty much naked the whole time, and it's extremely liberating to walk the edge of a expansive sand flat at low tide, out on sunset with nothing but a hand spear and a belt with a knife and your hat on, completely naked, walking around getting mud crabs. It's good feeling, feels natural. I hope you're getting value out of these videos, whether it's entertainment, educational, or inspiration and motivation to get you out here or out doing something, getting back to basics. Tell your mates you love them, stay safe out there, and